Well, that sucks. Do you know how to do the fusion dance? Not Patara, not Patara, not Patara. God damn it, none of these earrings are the Patara earrings. I'm going through Yu-Gi-Oh cards, trying to find polymerization. God damn it, can't find any. Friggin'. Do you ever use Ryu Kaki? Yeah, I know. I didn't really use fusion decks. Just tell me, is there any other way that we can infuse that you're not in videos anymore except for guitar? You know what? Maybe we can try to see if the goalie hug will work. Just what? Somehow I feel like this is both better and worse for both. I'm not wearing pit vipers. Okay, fine. I'll just freaking play. I'll just play. I'm happy for to see you home, Haru, Haru. I'm happy for to see you home, Haru, Haru. I'm happy for to see you home from the Isle of Sion. Johnny, I hardly knew ya. Guns and drums and drums and drums. Haru, haru, haru. Guns and drums and drums and guns. Haru, haru. Guns and drums and drums and guns. The enemy never slew ya. Johnny, I hardly knew ya. Such a shame. I was really ready to make a second round playoff video before Steve Dangle did. Just oh, buddy, this is the final Into the Den of the season. Welcome back. Bruins lose 3-2 in Game 7 of Round 1 of the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. 3-2. I am your host, Jocelyn. Really sad that this is the end of the season, Freeman. But you know what? Let's the season. I don't know how to. I mean, this season wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't like 2019. It wasn't like 2018, 20. It wasn't like 2019, 2020 where we had where we were freaking unstoppable. Well, but well, at least until we ran into the Islanders. At least I think it was the Islanders. But this season, I don't think it was a write-off. The thing is, this season was definitely one of a lot of flux. Thanks. All right, we went into it with pretty much a brand new bottom six. We had just signed Hollow. We signed Nosek. We saw in Foligno to way too much money, and then on defense we signed Forbert, and in net we were really confused because Tuca wasn't starting on. Wasn't going to be back from injury just yet. So we signed Olmark, and we all thought, oh my God, we're going to be freaking terrible. Well, here's the thing. We never went under 500 all season. We were at the very least above 500 the entire way. We saw, I mean, our first game was a 4-1 victory against the Dallas Stars. Their freaking first goal of the season was a penalty shot. How many times have you seen that? You haven't. You haven't. That's how rare it is. Not just penalty shots, just the first goal of a season being a penalty shot. That's insane. That is just surprising. But we had along the way we had a few hiccups. We had Marchand being out for slew footing someone. We had Pastrnak being we had the entire top nine and looked really, really weird. Not in a good way. Somehow David Krejci was the glue holding all of it together. And Eric Hall, try as he might, he's not David Krejci. But having Coyle on the second line as a second line center wasn't great. And so, but eventually we ended up figuring out that the wings were what needed to be shaken up the most. We had that saga with DeBrusk saying, "Hey, I want to be traded. I want to be traded." We couldn't find anyone to trade him with, and instead at the deadline, which we'll talk about in a little bit, we extended him. We put him on the top line. We moved Pastrnak down to the second line. We moved Smith down to the third line, and somehow all of it seemed to make sense. Yes, we had that math teeny boppers I can count line of 11, 12, 13 of Frederick, Coyle, and Smith. They were putting in work. DeBrusk was putting up insane amounts of goals, even scoring his first ever hat trick. I didn't know that kid hadn't had a hat trick in his career until the night that he scored his first. We were rolling. Swayman was making us all think that he was going to be the first goalie since Raycroft to win the Vezina. Obviously that didn't happen. I don't think he even finished top 5 in Vezina scoring in Vezina voting. But everything seemed to be clicking. However, I think there was one portion in which Bergeron got injured. I think he got concussed, and we were all, oh shit. And then I think Marchand also got injured. Where there was that awful game against the Islanders where he single-handedly raised Semyon Varlamov's save percentage from 884 to 900 in one night because we were down pretty much our entire top six, our top pairing and our goal and Swayman, and that was right before the COVID stoppage. Did that stoppage kill our momentum? I don't think we really had much momentum. We had some momentum going into it, but we didn't have much momentum coming. But after that stoppage, we had a crap ton of momentum, and then we run into you guessed it, the Carolina Hurricanes, in which we get our shit rocked 7-1 in what is my most watched video to this day. A 7-1 beatdown to the hands of this same Hurricanes team against us. We lose at home on the day where not only is Tuukka Rask finally coming back from injury, but we're retiring the number of Willie O'Ree, and I still can't freaking believe it. But afterwards, it isn't that bad. We don't have I don't think there's necessarily a single month in which we really did awful, except probably April, November. I don't think we really had a great November, but that's fine. That's whatever. But we get through it, and eventually and eventually we hit the trade deadline. And after a freaking, I still don't understand why Marchand did this. It's punching Tristan Jarry in the back of the head. I don't care how much you think he's fucking with you. He is a goalie. Any interaction with a goalie like that is going to make everyone think that you're an asshole. And more often than not, you're probably going to come out of it looking like the asshole. So he's suspended 6 games, and and after that we just look lost. So we go into the trade deadline, and with our biggest need being defense. I mean, I said it last game. Carlo, he should be guilty of grand larceny against the Boston Bruins, and it's because the dude is a pylon. The dude is a 6'5" pylon. And actually no, he's a tree. He's gonna rock your shit if you run into him. But he's so slow and immobile that you almost have to intentionally run into him. So we need defense badly. So what do? We go out and get Hampus. We send a massive package to Anaheim for Hampus Lindholm, including Earl Vakanainen and one of our best defensive prospects. I think really our best defensive prospect right now is Mason Lohrei. But I don't think that. I don't think that he's coming up into the. I don't think he's gonna get here for another like 2 years. So we'll talk about prospects later. But the issue. But after that, we also re-signed DeBrusk to a 2-year, $8 million contract, because we couldn't really find any sort of trade suitors for him. Honestly, I don't know if I would have wanted to see him get traded, or if I wanted to see him get extended. I think I felt that we should have tried hard. We should have tried to find someone to take him and give him a. Let's not mince words. That this 2-year, $8 million contract is entirely a bridge deal. So after that, we also trade away Zach Senyshyn into Ottawa to get Josh Brown. Really, it's not real. It's sort of just a depth signing. It's not really anything big. But we have. But after that, we go into April and have one of the worst months of power play I've ever seen from this team. 0-39. And yes, I get it. Our 5-on-5 scoring wasn't that bad in that stretch. But the problem is when you get to the playoffs, they're either going to call everything or they're going to call nothing, and you have to be prepared for both situations. So even though we went 0-39 on power play, and our 5-on-5 scoring was good, was decent, and you still have to take into account that we went over 39 on power play, stumbling into the playoffs, looking deflated as all hell, and coming out of the gate playing deflated as all hell. We dropped the first 2 games to Carolina, and they are just outspeeding us, out hitting us, and outpowering us and outscoring us all the freaking time, every bit. But that's okay. That's okay. Even though dropping the first 2 games of the series isn't really well advised, we're going back home. We have, and TD Garden is a much better arena than in PNC Arena. Not really in terms of decibel, but in terms of energy. More so, less. Yeah, this is a party. More, we want your head. We want your head on a pike and all your. We want you hung, drawn, and quartered, and your head planted on a spike for all, as a warning for all intruders. And you know what? That's what we gave them. We gave them a really, really tough time at TD Garden, and we won all 3 games at TD Garden. The problem is we also lost all 4 games at PNC Arena. And today, and my dad was actually asking me in the car earlier, like what was the Bruins record on the road versus is at home. The thing is, we split all 50 wins between evenly. We won 25 at home, 25 on the road. Good. I don't know if that's impressive or just weird or just sad or just weird. I don't know. No. But what I can say is that I don't necessarily think that is. I don't necessarily think that it was about home arena versus away arena. And there are 3 groups of people in this that are actually I think probably 4. And to varying degrees they are all correct and incorrect. The first group is people who are going to blame this series on the goalies. The second group of people are gonna blame this, who are gonna blame this loss on management. The third group of people is people who are gonna blame this loss on Bruce Cassidy, and fourth group of people are gonna blame this loss on the referees. The first 3 groups have some point. The fourth group, I don't know. So let's start with the fourth group. Oh, yes, playoff freaking when you're talking about playoff hockey, the first thing that comes to mind is bad penalty, is bad officiating. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's the dumbest excuse. And if you can't, and here's the thing, our penalty kill was electric all game, all series. We had like the Canes penalty kill shit the bed in like shit the bed pretty hard in games 3 and 4, and our penalty kill was insane all freaking stretch. We had an amazing penalty kill all series. So no, it's not officiating. Were there some calls that I think could have been called the other way? Sure. Do I think there were some calls that were complete bogus? Yes, absolutely. Do I think those calls were what cost us the series? No, absolutely not. Boatswain American IPA. I don't know where. I don't really know where it's from. It doesn't freaking say on the thing where it's from. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Done it. Mina's Craft Brewery in Wisconsin. Oh well. Oh, congrats, Wisconsin. You make okay beer. Anyway, let's address group 3. Next, the people who are gonna blame this on Bruce Cassidy. Look, I'll agree. I'm also of the opinion that the Bruins fired Claude Julien just to hire Claude Julien again. Nothing like replacing Claude Julien with Claude Julien. Also, if you're wondering what this says, it says if you lose to the Canes like that, your mom's Aho. Oh, with Aho's jersey. Congrats. I am I am a paragon of comedy. Anyway, group 3, blaming it on Cassidy. Look, yes, Cassidy is Cassidy is definitely someone who strikes me as someone and focused far more on hard-nosed defense and grit than than a well-rounded game and to play on all sides. He likes sticking to his he likes sticking to what works, and I get that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes he is beholden to this shit when it doesn't make sense. And additionally, and yeah, I think that maybe his firing is a little bit. I think he's possibly on the hot seat. I think honestly, if I don't know, whoever the assistant head coach for the Islanders. So I don't know. If you can get someone like Steve Pellegrini or Lane Lambert to take on this team, I would be perfectly fine with that. I would welcome some change here. Someone who has learned from Barry Trotz. It's the absolute pinnacle of head coaches is right now. Quite possibly the best head coach in the entire NHL. Now, as for I would welcome that. However, I don't think. However, I feel like right now, Cassidy is on a. Cassidy should at the very least just be put on in notice. I think right now he should know that he's on a tight leash. Especially after this this is kind of especially after this is now. As for group 2, who playing this on management, I also kind of agree. I honestly think that this is additionally the culmination of bad drafting and oh yeah, shit. Speaking of bad drafting under this management, I almost forgot at the very start of the season, in Jakub Zboril, poised to have a breakout season, tears his ACL at the very start of the season, like 10 games into the season. And if he comes back if we bring him back next season, it's definitely a prove it year for him. And I get that coming back from an injury that bad is difficult. It's not impossible. It's difficult. It's not impossible. So, Zboril, just know we love you, but you got to perform next year. Oh yeah, we also forgot that at the very start of the season we extend McAvoy, and then right after we trade for Lindholm, we give him a massive contract as well. So these two defensemen, McAvoy and Lindholm, are going to be under contract for the exact same amount of time. They're both under contract for the next 9 years, for the next 8 years. But yeah, in terms of bad management, this is the culmination of bad drafting. I've been saying this all series. Every time Trent Frederick's name comes up in a bad way, which it did a lot, especially this game where he bounced one off the post, off the post, and that eventually led to Domi's second goal of the game, and the Canes' game winner. I think, why didn't we draft Alex DeBrincat? Why didn't there's so many good players that we miss out on because Sweeney sucks at drafting. You want we want to shake up? Go out and get Sean Horkoff from freaking Detroit. Just get their assistant GM. Please, just get someone who can draft and develop talent. Do I think that Johnny Beecher is going to be really good? I think that he's going to be. I don't think that he's going to be an insane consistent 30-goal scorer. I think that he's going to be a consistent player. I think that he could possibly be our next a good top six center coming into next season. I don't know if he's going back to Michigan. And Fabian Lysell. It would have been really convenient if Vancouver didn't make the playoffs. If the Vancouver Giants didn't make the playoffs this season, and he could come in for a last portion of the it would be really great if he could come in if he would have come in for the last portion of the season. But right now, through 11 games in the playoffs, he's put up 21 points, 4 goals, 17 assists. That is amazing. That is the kind of production that we want. And I know it's a youth league, and it's a youth development league, and coming over here, he's not going to be putting up those insane numbers. I know that he's not going to be that insane, but we still need someone to be that good, someone to be a really good winger for us. Yes, especially since Marchand is also getting kind of up there in age. Mason Lohrei, he's going back to Ohio State. Do I think that he's going to be a really good? Do I think that he's going to be a really good defensive prospect for us? I think that he can. I think that he has the potential to be a really good, at the very least, a top 4 defenseman for us. Potentially as someone who can put up production and defense enough to probably trade away Carlo. All right, I'm still of the opinion that we should trade away Carlo. Now the last one, goaltending. People were going to blame this on goaltending. This one hopefully isn't many people. However, the fact that it's not this many people. However, the fact that it's not as many people is just unfortunate. Now I'm not saying that as in Swayman and Ullmark deserve far more the blame than they've gotten. No. Oh, they played their hearts out. They did amazing. But the fact that in past years we've put all of our playoff failure on Tuukka Rask instead of the fact that we didn't have depth scoring, which we didn't have this series, the lack of good defense in those years, which we had just as bad defense in this series, is the lack of reliable play, which was also prevalent throughout this series. The fact that we put all of that on Tuukka Rask, and now that Swayman and Ullmark are in, and we're not blaming them. We've decided, it's other people's fault. Well, it's more so other people's fault. It's just unfair to Tuukka. It's just unfair to Tuukka. Curtis Joseph has the most playoff wins of any goalie in NHL history, and he never won a cup. Not even as a backup. So guess what? So you know what? Stop looking at cups. Start looking at playoff potential. And right now, this team does not have playoff potential. Well, this team looks like the team. This team looks like something that that kicked the can too far down the road on a rebuild, and now needs to rebuild. I don't know if like a full scale rebuild is necessary. I think definitely some shakeup in management is deserving. I don't think a full scale rebuild is necessary. I don't think that we need to ship up Pasternak. I don't think we need to ship off McAvoy. I don't think we need to ship off Lindholm. I don't think we need. I don't think we need to ship off Hall. Well, I think possibly at the very most for keeping around the old guard, bring people back, bring Bergeron back on whatever he can take, on whatever he'll take from us. If he'll take a hometown discount, fantastic. I love that. I love Patrice Bergeron. I mean, shit. I'm wearing his jersey right now. Oh, Patrice Bergeron is my favorite NHL player of all time. If the Bruins can bring him back, I would love that. But if he doesn't want to be here, but if he can't take it anymore, I don't know. Well, all I would say is that 2011 looks so far away right now. Oh, 2011 looks so far away right now, and all I can say is that we should have had more. We should have had more. We should have had 2019. We should have had 2019, possibly even 2020. But no, but we didn't. We didn't because we had problems with consistency. We had problems with defense, and we had problems with had problems with momentum, and those problems came back back in full force. This series is I can hang my head high knowing that none of the players here are as much racist assholes as Tony D'Angelo, but that's really all I can hang my head on. And other than that, good luck, Bruins. And I will still be here after. I will still be here next season. I'll be making videos after the draft, after free agency. I'll still be making videos. I don't think I'm running it back next season, and you bet your ass that we are going to hug it out next season. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye to it's time to say goodbye to Bex, Hat Girl, where the hell I put that hat. No, we'll just sort that out later. Time to say goodbye to Hat Girl Bex. She was really fun from I think episode 41 to tonight. I don't think I'm gonna be keeping around I don't think I'm really gonna be keeping around the freaking the Pit Vipers, dude. I think this will definitely come back. I'm keeping around I am absolutely keeping around the guitar. I think that's going to be my thing is playing shipping up to Boston on victories, playing opponents' goal songs on losses, and playing Johnny I Hardly Knew You when we eventually get eliminated. Now, what do I have planned for if we win? I don't know. Maybe I'll make a song or something. But I'm not leaving. This isn't goodbye. This is just see you later. So that is it for tonight's episode of Into the Den. thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for supporting me throughout this season. I know that like 2 people watch these videos regularly. And I don't even know who those 2 people are, but thank you all so much for watching. I've been Justin Freeman. Click like if you like, click subscribe if you really like. Down below is still my TikTok, the GoFundMe for Jake Tebow's recovery, and the GoFundMe for families fighting transphobic laws in Texas. Anyways, now drink as much as you want. You guys earned this one after this season. So see ya.